Okay, what if I told you the biggest thing holding you back or pushing you forward isn't your talent, it isn't your work ethic, but it's a conversation you're having with yourself, like 24/7? Yeah, we're talking about your inner dialogue. That little script running in your head that, believe it or not, dictates almost every move you make. So let's dive in and figure out how to rewrite that script for success. No, really, think about that for a second. Before you even get out of bed in the morning, right? Before you pick up the phone to make that tough sales call, before you even think about going to the gym, there's a sentence, a quiet little instruction that kicks the whole thing off. And that one idea right there is the foundation for everything we're about to get into. And this right here is why that little inner sentence is so critical. You see, the real battle, it's not fought out in the open, under the bright lights where everyone can see. Nah, it's won or lost in the quiet moments, inside your own mind. It all comes down to the story you tell yourself. The public result, that's usually just an echo of that private conversation. Okay, this slide really gets to the heart of it. Let's be clear. We are not talking about cheesy, positive affirmations here. Just looking in the mirror and saying nice things. For people who perform at the highest level, their inner dialogue isn't about motivation. It's about instruction. Think of it like a command system for your brain. It's all about action, not just trying to feel good. And trust me, the stakes could not be higher. This internal voice is basically the gatekeeper to your own potential. It decides what you even try to do and what you shy away from. It determines how you handle pressure. And, maybe most importantly, it decides whether you push through when things get tough or if you just quit. The bottom line is, winners train this voice. Period. So, what does this trained voice actually sound like? Well, let's do a little side-by-side comparison. We're going to look at the crucial difference between the internal script of an average person and a high performer. And you're going to see the contrast is actually pretty simple. But the impact? Oh, it's massive. All right, here's the first big one. The average dialogue is totally stuck on emotion. It's all about, I don't feel like it, right? We've all been there. But the high performer's dialogue? It just bypasses feelings altogether. It asks a totally different question. What's the next action? Just what's the next thing to do? Because look, feelings come and go, but actions build on each other. Okay, this next one is all about identity. When the average person fails, they make it about who they are. They say, I failed, so I'm not good at this. They internalize it. High performers, though, they do the opposite. They separate the event from their identity. It's not, I failed, it's, this attempt failed. See the difference? That little shift lets them adjust and try again without their ego getting all bruised. This is a big one. Vague intentions versus direct commands. Just think about the word should. I should work out. That word is so weak. It's loaded with guilt, but it has zero momentum. It's basically a wish. But start the workout now? That's an instruction. It's a clear command. There's no room for debate. And let me tell you, clear instructions beat vague hopes every single time. I love this one. It's such a brilliant mindset shift. So when things get hard, most of us just feel the resistance, right? It feels bad. But a high performer? They narrate it. They say to themselves, yes, this is the work. Or this feeling, this is where I get better. They literally turn that feeling of discomfort from a stop sign into a green light, a confirmation that they're exactly where they need to be. And you see this same idea with consistency too. One way of thinking relies on hope. Gosh, I hope I can stay consistent. But that just creates pressure, doesn't it? The other way relies on systems. A high performer doesn't hope for consistency, they build a routine that practically guarantees it. This takes the pressure off of willpower, which we all know runs out, and puts it onto a process, which is way more reliable. Here we're talking about the massive shift from a victim mentality to one of empowerment. Asking, why is this happening to me, is just, it's an energy black hole. It leads nowhere. But asking, okay, what's in my control right now? That question instantly gives you back your power. It forces your brain to stop complaining and start looking for solutions, even tiny ones. And you really see it under pressure. In those chaotic moments, the difference is just night and day. The untrained inner voice panics, right? Your heart races, your brain speeds up, and you make bad decisions. But the trained voice, it does the exact opposite. It intentionally slows everything down with super simple commands. Breathe, focus, one thing at a time. And in a crisis, that calm, clear thinking always wins. So you see, these little phrases, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, I always mess this up. They're not just harmless thoughts. They are absolute progress killers. They're like little self-fulfilling prophecies. But, and this is the good news, just like you can accidentally program negative results, you can intentionally program positive ones. So let's get into exactly how to do that.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the how. Because this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea, it's a skill. And just like any other skill, you can train it. So I'm going to give you a super simple 5-step plan you can use to start building a winning inner dialogue like today.
Yeah, training this voice takes real intentional practice. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a workout for your mind. And just like any new exercise, it's probably going to feel a little weird and unnatural at first. But I promise, with consistency, it becomes second nature. So, what does this mental workout actually look like? Let's break down the 5 key exercises. Okay, here's the whole framework. It's 5 steps. 1, you got to catch the phrase. Just become aware of what you're saying to yourself. 2, you replace the emotion with an instruction. Swap out I'm tired for just do 10 minutes. 3, you use third-person self-talk, like you're your own coach. 4, you script your pressure moments. You decide ahead of time what you're going to say when you feel stressed or tired. And 5, you reinforce the win. After you do the thing, you tell yourself that's how it's done. It builds your identity. Let's just double-click on that third step for a second, because it is so powerful. There's actually a ton of research that shows talking to yourself in the third person, using your own name or saying you, it creates this little bit of psychological distance. It helps you step outside the emotion and think more clearly, just like a coach standing on the sidelines would. Simple things like, you got this, stay with it, keep going. It sounds a little silly, but man, it works. And really, this brings us to the ultimate point of all of this. This whole 5-step plan, it's not just about getting through a tough moment. It's about fundamentally rewiring your identity over time. It's about deciding who do I want to be, and then programming that identity into your brain one quiet internal command at a time. We have this idea that success is made in those big, loud public moments, crossing the finish line, getting the big promotion. But honestly, that's not where it happens. It's built quietly. It's forged, brick by brick, in the thousands of tiny, unseen decisions you make when absolutely no one is watching. And it all starts with the one thing you have 100% control over, the dialogue, the words you use inside your own head. Because when you intentionally change that dialogue, you automatically start to change the decisions that come after it. And over time, all those little upgraded decisions, they compound into a completely different outcome, a completely different life. So let's leave it with this final thought. So many of us think we need to wait for confidence before we can act. That's backwards. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. It is not a requirement for action. It's a result of action. Winners don't sit around waiting until they feel ready. They use their inner dialogue to talk themselves into taking the first step. And it's that action, one instruction at a time, that builds real, unshakable confidence.